Hello, I'm Denshi. You're probably wondering what am I doing in a grub bootloader in a virtual machine with apparently ArchCraft Linux installed. It's because today I'm going to be taking a look at ArchCraft Linux. And before I even get into that, the install process. I booted into the ArchCraft Live CD. Normally what I do in these videos is I take a look at the live CD, then I install the distribution, and I run it, and all that stuff, right? And it's fun. But the thing is, when I tried to install with ArchCraft, with its automated installer, so the way you're supposed to do it, I was not able to get a bootloader running, so I had to install one manually. Luckily, the bootloader itself is configured for you. All I really had to do is, run the install script and configure it just in case, but I'm sure it'll work if you just run grub install on the target. Like, I'm using a UEFI system here, so UEFI target, right? And the thing is that it just didn't install when I told it to install grub. I don't know, I probably messed something stupidly up. It's probably only really my fault, but that's just something I wanted to note. That's something I had an issue with. I had to install grub manually, which was really easy to do, just like you do it in real Arch Linux. But it does come with this really cool theme, which is installed in the actual system as part of the base install and everything. Advanced options, reboot systems. I really like this theme for grub. I use grub, but I don't really use the grub bootloader manager, mostly because I don't dual boot with Windows or anything. So yeah, if I really did dual boot with Windows, then I probably would love to have this theme, but it's a nice theme. You can install this on your system if you want it. Now let's boot into ArchCraft Linux. Now, what is ArchCraft Linux? It's a good question. I have it linked in the description if you want to take a look at it. ArchCraft Linux is essentially, well, quite obviously based off Arch Linux, as you can see the loading screen over there. It's a throbbing loading bar. I don't really like this kind of stuff. It looks a little bit corny, but still. It's based off Arch Linux, and what it is, as you'll see pretty soon, this is the LXDM, I forgot, the light window, like, login manager, that thing, password and that kind of stuff. You'll notice soon, it's a distribution with a pre-installed window manager. And it's a very, very nice looking one, too. Look at how beautiful this is. It's very, very beautiful. It's, let me open up a terminal. Ooh, look at that. That's NeoFetch. Ooh, nice. ArchCraft x86-64, 696 packages. It's using the ZSH shell and a really nice color palette. So yeah, ArchCraft. It's essentially a distribution focused entirely on being a very nice rice. I can actually open up, I'll open up the website later, maybe, I don't know, probably not. But it's a very, very, looks-focused distribution, and it is based off Arch Linux, which means, software compatibility. My terminal disappeared. I'll open it up again and run the command again. But software compatibility isn't really an issue, mostly because you can just install anything from the AUR. And it has a very, very nice window manager. I really do enjoy how it looks. And why am I making a video about this? Because can't just anyone install a window manager, customize it, and do that, turn it into a distro? It's because I think this kind of stuff, like Instant OS, is very, very useful for new users. Now, ArchCraft, I don't think, markets itself directly to new users. It's more focused on, like, medium to, like, intermediate to, like, expert users, quote-unquote, if there even was, like, an actual way to benchmark that. But I think it's very useful for people who want to get into the world of window managers and not have to, like, compile DWM from scratch and then forget a patch, have to compile it again. Yes, sure, it's more efficient for things like, running the actual window manager, less overhead for compiling the things. But people aren't, like, most of the people who go to GNU Linux are coming from either Windows or Mac, and they're, people are sort of imprinted on the concepts of a desktop environment, and it's hard to get that out of their minds. And part of adapting people to window managers is making distributions that have them pre-installed and all that stuff. So, yeah. However, I do have a couple of complaints about this distribution. First of all, look at the text. It's all aliased, highly aliased. I think alias text can be pulled off very well, but I feel it's not being done excellently here. I look at this cool little volume slider. You scroll with your mouse wheel, and it increases and decreases. You can click on it, and it mutes. This is the music player, or media player. I don't know where you can customize what song it plays, but you press this, and I don't know if I have the rights to play that. It's probably copyright free because it's in a Linux distribution. I don't think they had to really license that, but I'd rather not play more of that. Anyway, this is how much space is available on your system. I believe that it's pretty ridiculous because I only gave it 8 GB of space, so don't be surprised. And that's how much RAM is being used up. Speaking of that, you'll notice that to launch applications, I believe it's the meta key. I accidentally launched my own launcher, but you launch applications from this little search menu. So I can launch Geary, text editor of XFCE, I believe, I don't know. I think Termite is text editor is the terminal emulator from XFCE, but I'm not sure. I don't know anything about XFCE. I know Thunar file manager is the XFCE file manager. And as you can see, the icon theme being used is a mix of Papyrus and something else, which I don't know. I like Thunar, and I like how it's being themed here. It looks a lot like Dolphin, mostly because, you know, pretty much all file managers look very similar these days. Because everybody just follows what Microsoft does, because that's what people are used to. But look at all these folders. I like that they come pre-colored. Little touches like that just makes the whole experience a little better. What else? So, I don't know. I think this is where you can put the music, and then it plays it there. So if I wanted to, I could put a song here, and then I could play it there. Going back. I don't know how you go back. I think it's Control Z or Control back. I don't know. You can take Windows, hold down the Meta key, and do this with your arrow keys to arrange them. So I can put this, I don't know, here, put this here, put this here. Looks a little odd, but you get the idea. And I can, well, actually, I can actually do this a better way. I can press that to make this completely cover the screen. I like these little shortcuts because it makes things more efficient, obviously. It's a window manager sort of the point. And yeah, what else is there in ArchCraft Linux? Something I did enjoy was this quick launch like right-click thing. You can do pretty much everything from your keybinds, and it shows all the keybinds in menu. Look at all this stuff, loads of stuff. Preferences, things like settings, you know, all this stuff which you probably would have to search for or find the command for. Preferences, recent files, this is all stuff that it comes from, I believe, Thunar and that kind of stuff. Places, your directories, and your home directory, all that stuff. That's very convenient. Screenshot, you can get it to screenshot now, screenshot in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a certain like selection on your screen, or a specific window. That's also really cool. I like these shortcuts because they do save time if I were to use this. Quick links to websites, that's pretty useful. DuckDuckGo, Google, Facebook, Twitter, GitHub, Reddit. I don't approve of most of these sites, but yeah. Shortcuts, this is interesting. Color chooser. You can pick a color off your screen if you really want to. Let's pick this color, and then as you can see, it shows up here. I think this is another XFCE thing. Let's exit. Yeah, see the XFCE looking stuff, but I'm not sure. Apps is root. You can run any of these programs as root if you really want them. It comes pre-installed with Ranger. Didn't mention that. It comes if you don't like Thunar, you can use Ranger. I personally, you know, Ranger's okay. But if I had to really use like a terminal text, a terminal, what's it called? A terminal file manager, I would use, if I can install it, NNN. Oh yeah, it comes with the Yay package manager as well, pre-installed. Oh, it's already installed. I did not know that. Oh no, I installed it before, sorry. Yeah, I installed it before previously. Doesn't come pre-installed. NNN. Mostly because it's written in C, it's faster, all that stuff. Luke Smith made a video about it a while back, and he's objectively right about that stuff. What else? I like the quick launcher. You can switch menus. This is interesting. You can click on them, actually, if you want to switch on them. Or you could do meta arrow keys. I think, no, what was it? Meta arrow keys or something. No, meta 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, meta. So, whoops, sorry. Meta 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like that. What else? I like the apps as root shortcut. That was something that sort of caught me off guard, because in KDE you launch something like Dolphin or something and you can't run it as root because of unfixable security vulnerabilities, which was really jarring to me as a new user because I wanted to do a bunch of stuff as root with a graphical file manager, and was all like, oh no, I cannot do that. I need to use the scary terminal now. And yeah, so I like the fact that it comes with that stuff by default. So all the applications which you actually would want to run as root, so Termite, the terminal, Thunar, the file manager, Ranger, the file manager, Geary, the text editor, LeafPad, I don't know, I think that's another text editor, and Vim, another text editor. Vim, I'll type in my password, which is not what I actually use, it's just for this test. And as you can see, it comes pre-installed with Vim. I like the color scheme it uses. Let's actually quit. Yeah. So yeah. What else? That's pretty much it when it comes to ArchCraft. You can click on loads of stuff, interact. I already showed the little music player. This is just stats, and yeah. There's more to the rice. There's things like color schemes and all that stuff, but I really don't feel like covering that here because this isn't really like a rice channel focused on that. I wanted to mention this interesting distribution, which most people don't really know about. It's focused on being very, for intermediate users so they can get introduced to window managers. And this is a very nice example of really how beautiful window managers can get without having to have that stuff that breaks in 5 seconds from the famous Unix Rising subreddit, which you can go to. Yeah, so ArchCraft is linked in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.